So what we just saw was one kind of unique way to approach beach erosion, that is to leave the houses where they are and let nature do its work and scab on pilings. The other way that's a little more common is trying to modify the coastlines and preserve the sediment any way we can. This is an example of hard stabilization, and hard stabilization is a term that's used a lot when we talk about coastal structures. This is a seawall, probably in the northeast somewhere, judging by the strength of the current and just the size and magnitude of this wall. And what they've done is build this giant concrete wall to try and decrease coastal erosion. And you can see in the background there that there's been immense amount of erosion. Those cliffs have been cut. You know, where that little building is a really steep cliff that they've had to pile all these rocks up on it. And then, of course, there's this giant seawall that's had multiple layers built onto it, probably built down to try and decrease erosion. Does this work, is the question. Is it worth us trying to build these things in the hopes that we can change nature's course? The answer generally is no. There is some success. There's some successful portions of this that happen. That White House is still there, but for the most part, anytime you are able to preserve one area of the coast, you end up destroying another because of these processes we talked about earlier, like wave refraction and diffraction, and how currents end up moving around these structures. So let's take a look at a couple of examples of these structures and what happens when they do get installed.